Hi everyone and welcome back to Prospects Live at the MLB Draft Combine, and I'm joined by a very special guest, Trace Phillips from Middle Tennessee, draft eligible sophomore notably, and he's a two-way, and we're so glad to have you on and talk some baseball with you. My first question is, I don't know a whole lot about Middle Tennessee. Why did you choose MTSU, and what was kind of like the reason for that?
So I was originally committed to University of Memphis, had a little coaching change. So decommitted pretty late. I was trying to find, a place to go, and had a couple opportunities, but at the end it was MTSU felt like a home place for me. So it's been super great for me being able to two-way there, especially as a freshman. So it was pretty awesome place to be.
Yeah. So you faced some adversity this year, obviously with injuries and such. How are you kind of battling through that, and where are you at right now in your process?
Yeah, so got hurt in the middle of the year, and first time I've ever been out, so trying to kind of realize where I was and stuff like that. So it's been rough, but having people to kind of help me on the outside has been huge for me. And I get back, I'm ramping it back up again, so kind of eager to get going again for sure.
Yeah.
But it was a tough process, but got through it as best as I could, and now we're here. So.
Yeah. How do you mentally deal with an injury, and especially saying that was the first time you've missed time, right? I know it takes a mental toll to kind of go through an injury. How did you kind of bounce back and stay locked in and keep preparing for your summer and your future through an injury like that?
I mean, you kind of just got to trust the process.
Yeah.
And at that moment, I just told myself I'm going to be the best teammate I could be.
Yeah.
Whether that's first coming out of the dugout, trying to help people behind the scenes and stuff like that. So doing whatever I could for the team, even though I wasn't able to do anything on the field for the team.
Yeah.
So just trying to have that mindset going into it.
Yeah, stayed locked in, sounds
For
like.
sure.
My next question is a little less serious. How cool is it being a two-way in college?
It's awesome. I mean, I love it. It's definitely it's like a prideful thing almost.
Oh, yeah.
A little confidence booster, but no, I love it. I mean, both sides of the ball, like originally being a hitter mainly, and then pitching was just kind of something that I was decent at, and then it's kind of arose. So it's cool to see everything kind of come into play for sure.
Yeah. Do you think that you just have so much left in the tank because you have been kind of splitting your time between both, where you're just scratching the surface kind of on both sides of the ball?
No, absolutely. It's exciting to think about. Obviously, I'm going to try to do this as long as I can, but it's definitely something to think about, and knowing that I have some stuff kind of left to give too. So
yeah, absolutely. And we really kind of saw you take off from last year to this year, and you had an incredible freshman season, right? But like the stuff on the mound has taken a huge jump since then. What do you credit most to that kind of uptick in velocity and just pitchability in general?
I think the off season was big for me. Not playing summer ball, kind of just sitting back and getting healthy, developing more and stuff like that. And coming back, kind of felt in the fall, I felt the best I've ever felt.
Yeah.
So credit to just the development part, and health is a big thing, and I noticed that now.
Yeah.
So I think that was just the biggest thing for me was staying healthy, developing more, kind of just growing into my body more too.
Yeah. Were there any pinpoint things within pitching that you kind of noticed really helps you get that rise in velocity? Was there anything you kind of switched up in your mechanics or grips or whatnot?
Not a super.
No quick fixes.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Obviously, just like certain type of workout, certain type of movements and stuff like that. Trying to, especially on the pitching side for us, was trying to kind of have a little rise to the fastball more, elevate more, and stuff like that. But then trying to develop the other pitches to go along with that too. So I think this past year has definitely helped me develop and grow more as a pitcher for sure.
We'll get into kind of the pitch grips and stuff in a little bit. I want to talk a little bit more about this season and last year. First of all, how do you kind of split up your practices? Do you lean more one way or the other as far as pitching or hitting, or like in general? I feel like within college baseball, most of your time is dedicated to hitting, and then you'll throw a bullpen, right?
Yeah.
Was that kind of what your schedule was like?
Yeah, it was kind of, especially in practices. As a freshman, you kind of just try to fit anything in. You have people to help you out doing that. So for me, it was start off the hitting side, defense side, kind of go into that, and then whenever there's time in between, I go do my throwing, do my prep and stuff like that, and then obviously on bullpen days, then that'll be definitely a main focus for sure.
Yeah. Just a different schedule than most other people out there, right? I want to talk a little bit about upsetting Vandy this year. What did that kind of mean to the team to get that done?
I think it was just, especially this year, dealing with a bunch of injuries and stuff like that, and that was definitely probably the biggest moment for us this year. Just kind of the excitement during the game, noticing how we were doing, and because I was out at that point, so obviously you're wanting to be on the field as much as possible, especially in those games. But just seeing that from a different perspective was pretty cool for me too. And the team aspect, I mean, it was just the best thing for us this year, no doubt.
Yeah, a lot of momentum from that, right?
Absolutely.
Let's go into the pitch grips, if you would. So you got baseball right there, and kind of start us off with the fastball, and then we'll go through the rest of your mix.
Yeah, it's just a normal fastball. Got the fingertips right across the seams. That's 4-seam, and then 2-seam kind of split it here. Just trying to let it roll off, and then
Are you a pronator or a supinator, first of all?
I'm not much of a pronate guy. I'm more just kind of straight up. The changeup, obviously, it's a little different than most. I kind of just have
4-seamish,
Yep, and then I let that pinky kind of dangle down here.
Absolutely.
I don't pronate this as much as most people do. I kind of just let it roll off, and it naturally has that spin. Slider was more of a new pitch for me this past year. Had it developed kind of the end of my freshman year, but definitely over the summer and stuff. So got the pointer finger kind of hanging onto the middle finger right across the seam, have the thumb on the seam too.
Okay. Are you almost like thinking baby spike there, or are you just really thinking pressure on the middle?
It's just pressure on the middle. I tried to spike, and I wasn't the biggest fan of it. So this just felt the most comfortable for me. Was kind of, it's almost a spike, but not quite.
Okay.
And then curveball. It's basically the same thing with the middle and pointer finger, but the thumb's down the other seam.
Okay.
And then you just
you really got that thing tucked.
Yeah, no doubt.
Are you much of like an analytics guy? Are you looking at your pitch like shaping when you're in bullpens and such and trying to develop?
So I've gotten into more of that this year. I'm not the biggest this has to be that, it has to be that. Because when I'm in game, I'm just trying to attack. I'm trying to get out. So that's my job when I'm on the mound. But off the field, it's definitely an improvement thing to have and to notice. But you don't want to make that your end-all be-all either.
Absolutely.
So that's how I go into that.
So let's say like on your best day when you're pitching, other than having command of all of your pitches, what kind of things stick out to you that are really working for you on that day?
For me, early it's just attack. I'm trying to attack and establish a fastball early. I think having that velo jump and stuff made me kind of more confident in attacking with the fastball. And that it's, once you establish that, it's easy to go off your other pitches too. And for me, as a hitter, I notice kind of the things as a hitter when I'm facing them. So I think that's a big help for me, and just improvement on the mound too, is noticing those type of things.
You're literally seeing it from both ways. Right?
Exactly.
It's like how catchers can sometimes get on the mound and not be bad because they understand it. Going into kind of my next question here, mental skills on the mound are super important, right? And we've kind of talked already about facing adversity. What do you think your motto is on the mound? What are you thinking in 1 or 2 words when you're up on that mound? Some guys this week have said attack, or FU has been one that's been thrown around. What's kind of your motto for pitching?
I'm similar to that. I'm similar to almost you're not going to beat me. I think that mindset is good, but you also have to have a calm aspect to you, because when you get super high intent, then you tend to lose it a little bit. So I think having that mentality, and obviously letting out emotions, is just part of it. So I'm big on attacking and having that confidence to just go straight at them with your stuff. But I think you have to, especially early, kind of tone it back a little bit, have calm, because you want to go as far as you can.
Yeah.
So that's how I am.
Absolutely. I think that's a really good point right there. And I always think about it too, is like, you don't want to be this up and down guy,
Sure.
right? Like if you're somewhere in the middle, you can kind of sway both ways, it won't kill you, right?
No.
Yeah. Talking about being a two-way, the toll on your body absolutely has to be increased than compared to other people, right? What's kind of your go-to recovery method, or your training room guy? What kind of gets you right to be able to play as a two-way?
A lot of prep.
Yeah.
A lot of prep before games, especially. You got to obviously get your sprints in and stuff like that. And it's hard to do that when you're on the mound.
Yeah.
Because you still got to. Because for me, when I pitched, I still hit.
Yeah.
So making sure you get both in, it's definitely a little time consuming. You got to get there a little earlier. You got to start a little earlier. But
talk about stamina, man.
yeah, it's different. But I love it. I mean, obviously a lot goes into it. A lot of certain aspects, like you got to do this and that. You got to divvy it up evenly. But for me, it's been fun for sure.
Yeah. So my last kind of question here is before we get into some short kind of rapid fire ones is about walk-up songs. Did you have a different one for hitting and pitching, or did you? Okay,
I did.
I want to hear them and your reasoning why.
So freshman year was "Let's Get Loud" by Jennifer Lopez.
Nice.
Kind of just
Yeah.
Freshman, you don't want to like have this like
Yeah.
nuts walk-up song or anything. You kind of
You're not the guy yet. Yeah.
So I did that freshman year. What was my pitching one freshman year? I don't even remember what my freshman pitching year was, but this past year my hitting one was "Family Affair" by Mary J. Blige.
Nice.
And then pitching was "Ain't No Love in Oklahoma" by Luke Combs. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Like a couple different genres.
Yeah,
mixed
different
in there.
genres. You got to mix it in a little bit.
The common theme I've heard from these prospects all week long is walk-up songs do matter. Do you agree with that sentiment that they kind of set the tone for you as a baseball player?
I think so, especially first inning as a starter.
Yeah.
You kind of want to like get going.
Yeah.
So for me, kind of just having a little like get going type of thing. So that was for me on the mound, and then hitting, you just got to find one that like kind of consistent. And for me, that's just like a more of a chill, but like we're going now. But those are my walk-up songs.
I've heard that as a common theme a lot this week. Is the hitting needs to be a little more calm, more like beat heavy, like just kind of like get you in a vibe, right?
Yeah.
Then pitchers, and when I used to play baseball in college, my walk-up song would signify like a change of face, right? I'm a completely new man the second you hear your walk-up song. To the point where if I put my playlist on shuffle and it comes on, I get like amped up hearing my walk-up song, right? Do you kind of feel the same way? Like it's like this is go time now.
Absolutely, yeah. Especially on the pitching side, and I hear it is because I usually don't get on the mound until I hear the start.
Me too, yep. You hear Luke Combs come in,
and I hear
Luke going.
I hear it going, and then I kind of get on the mound and start going.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I love that. So just a couple rapid fire questions here, a little more silly, kind of just get to know you as a person. I've been asking this to a lot of people because I think it's a really interesting question. What do you think the best French fry out there is? So many options, you can only pick one.
Obviously, like everybody's gonna say McDonald's, fast food. I mean,
I haven't got to McDonald's yet.
McDonald's is pretty. It's just like so simple but so good at the same time. But man, it's a good question. I haven't really thought about that.
I've never heard anyone ask about French fries,
no.
so we can take McDonald's.
I'll take McDonald's for now.
Yeah, there you go. This will actually be an interesting one for you. Do you think cardio or lifting is more important for a guy like you? They're both important. Don't get me wrong.
They're both very important.
Both super important.
For me, it's different doing both sides.
That's why I wanted to ask this. Yeah.
Because me on the lifting side is more of fast movements, but still putting up some weight.
Absolutely.
But then you also got to get the cardio working as a pitching side. So, man, that's a good
can't think
question.
about how brutal that question is to answer.
Yeah.
You can say both if you need to, and we can move on.
I'll say pitching side cardio, and
okay.
then,
Absolutely.
the hitting side definitely lifting.
There you go. What do you think the biggest benefit of attending the combine is going to be for you?
I think kind of realizing where I'm at, and obviously the interviews with everybody, and which those have been going good. But I think the kind of environment that we're in definitely is the most recognizable for me
Yeah.
because I'm not doing anything obviously, but meeting all these guys, meeting certain guys in MLB and stuff like that, I think has definitely made me realize where everything's at.
Yeah,
right now.
absolutely. And you fit right in, man. Favorite ballpark food?
Ballpark food. For me, the best ballpark food I've had was at the Tennessee Smokies, actually. Minor
Okay,
league ballpark.
yeah.
Had a little bacon cheeseburger with some fries, and it's really good.
I'm sure, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sure ballpark food in Tennessee
It
is
was
pretty good.
It was pretty good, not gonna lie. But big Braves fan, so
Okay.
there's some good food
Yeah.
up at Truist. So
I'm heading there for the All-Star game. You might have to give me
Yeah,
some
I
recommendations.
might
after
be there,
this.
so-
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll have to grab a hot dog.
Maybe.
Kind of my last question here. I've been asking people this week. Who's your baseball GOAT and why? It doesn't have to be the greatest player of all time, but who's your personal GOAT?
For me, what it used to be was obviously growing up and being a Braves fan. My dad always made it seem like Hank Aaron was the GOAT.
Yeah.
And then the pitching
tough
side
when you
was,
haven't seen
and
it.
it was like Greg Maddux and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So, but now growing up, my favorite player was Chipper Jones.
Yeah.
And now it's different for me because seeing like Shohei two-way
Yeah.
or Paul Skeens and DeGrom, like
Yeah.
were two-ways in college and developed as a pitcher. So I don't know if I have a GOAT,
Yeah.
but that's just kind of how I was growing up and how I see it now.
Yeah, you have your old legends and you're influenced by the new stars, right?
Absolutely.
It's a good mix.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate you so much for taking this time to interview with us. Do you want to shout out your social medias or whatnot? Let the people know where to find you so they can follow you?
Yeah, Instagram's Trace Phillips _3, and I'm pretty sure that's with everything, every TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. So go follow the socials.
Great. Thank you so much, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.